Hello and welcome to a session on personality development. Did you know that Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of England, once said that if kites want to rise against the wind, they have to fly against it and not with it. Now, what does it mean that it applies to our lives? Does it apply to our lives? Of course it does. It means to say that we have to develop certain skills so that we can go against the winds of life, the trials of life, the tribulations of life, so that we can emerge as successful personalities. So welcome, my friends, to a session on personality development. Now, what do you mean by personality development? According to the great Indian savant, Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda, who made his mark in the Chicago Convention, what did he say about personality development? He said that personality development is the self-development which helps you rise in life. Now, what do you mean by that? It means that we are able to have a set of skills that enable us to rise above, to conquer, to succeed in becoming successful individuals. Now, does it mean to say it's only one skill? Does it mean to say that you have to build heavyweight personalities, raising your muscles and becoming stronger? It doesn't mean that. It means that you're able to have a set of skills which enables you to rise in your life. Let us see what those skills are. It could mean a host of skills such as goal setting, mental discipline, self-esteem, time management, interpersonal relationships, communicative skills, leadership skills. So you see, friends, it doesn't mean one skill. It is a total, sum total of many such skills. Now, many people have said that these skills are interrelated. They try to make you into a holistic individual, into an individual who has his head, heart and faculties in real coordination. Now, what do you mean by these head, heart and hand coordination? What are these head skills? Let us see what they are. The head skills means excellence in your ideas. That is, you're able to think well, cognitive skills. Now, what are the heart skills? It means excellence in your relationships. You're able to vibe well with others. You're able to get on well with your companions. And what do you mean by the set of hand skills? It means that you're able to do anything you take up excellently well. You may be a technician, you may be a politician, whatever it is, you do it excellently well. Management gurus around the world have divided these skills into two broad areas, and they are the skills of the heart and skills of the hand. In other words, it means the hard skills and the soft skills. Now, what do you mean by hard skills? Now, skills that you are able to get on in your life. In other words, you say life coping skills, job skills. Now, what do you do to get these job skills? Of course, you need your degrees, you need your diplomas, you need some training certificate courses which you can get in any college, any school or training sessions. But what about these other skills, soft skills? They are not got in any school. You cannot find them in any college. Well, these skills need a lot of patience, a lot of hard work to assimilate and learn. But these are very, very important. Now, hard skills would mean, as we said earlier, what a person needs in his job. For example, a civil engineer, what does he require to do his job well? He has to plan, he has to design, he has to construct. If he doesn't do it, he fails. A teacher, what does she have to do? She has to prepare the lessons, plan, learn, teach. What does a doctor have to do? He has to really learn his job well, otherwise all his patients will go and sit in heaven. He has to operate, he has to suture, he has to treat his patients. Only then is he successful. So these hard skills, you get training in your schools and colleges, etc. But there are these soft skills which are so important. And what are they? There are a host of them and they keep growing in number. Listening skills, leadership skills, conflict management, communication skills, team building, presentation skills, time management, negotiation. Negotiation skills also are considered to be important nowadays, and stress management. Stress management, we'll see later why stress management becomes so important nowadays. So soft skills, as all these are called, in other words are called emotional intelligence. You may have intelligence of the head, but that's not enough. You must have emotional intelligence that helps you to have career mobility. That is, you can stick on to your job, or you find another job better, you can carry on to the next job. Interpersonal relationships that you're able to manage with your friends well, and then communication skills also, how to speak better, how to be able to say what is in your mind to others. Unless you communicate well, such a lot of knowledge is lost to this world, isn't it? So today, emotional intelligence becomes an important quotient for our success. So we just learned what is personality development, a development of all our faculties in combination with our head, heart and hand skills. Now, how can you build on this? How can you build up this personality? Is it possible just to say, okay, I'll become emotionally intelligent and overnight you become emotionally intelligent? No, that's not possible. Now take a building, a house. What does it require so that you'll have a strong, good building? Yes, I think you guessed right. It's your foundation. If the foundation is good, your building is strong. In the same way, if your personality has to be strong, your character must be strong. So the first step towards building a good personality is to develop strong characters. Now just listen to what John D. Rockefeller said. You know John D. Rockefeller, the philanthropist, and he has a Rockefeller Foundation. He said, the most important thing for a man or woman is to establish a reputation, a credit, a character. Now isn't that really wonderful? So we must develop a kind of a creditability, a character, a reputation for ourselves, and only then can people think, oh, she's successful. Now there's another great philosopher whose quotations I'm sure all of you would have heard some way or the other. That is Socrates, the great Greek philosopher, the father of all the learning that we have today. He said, know thyself. The first step is to know yourself. And he says, you can learn about your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities and your threats. Today, this kind of analysis is not only useful for us people, it's also useful for companies. Say a company is going wrong somewhere, they try to analyze by this what is called SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. So you know what's getting you going on, what is your interest, what don't you like, what are you afraid of, so that you can avoid all such things. So you have to build upon this by knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are, which is the first step towards building a proper personality. Now there are, according to many philosophers, many psychologists, 4 kinds of personality traits. According to the ancient theory of humors, there are, according to them, 4 different types of personality types. Let us see which type you fall into. The first is the phlegmatic type. Phlegmatic people are those who are friendly, undemanding, lazy and indecisive. So some people don't like to go beyond, don't like to take up any sort of commitments. These are the phlegmatic types, and they don't want to commit for anything. They are quite easy-go-lucky. So are you that kind of person? And there are the second type. These are the melancholic kinds. Melancholic kinds are always sober and serious. They are sensitive, they are faithful, perfectionist, sacrificing. But all the time they are kind of complaining because they are so serious in their work. They expect people to recognize them. Are you that kind of a melancholic personality? Or are you the third type, which is the sanguine type? Sanguine type are always on the go, experimental, energetic, but they get easily bored. So you see, each one has the positive and the negative side of the character as well. And then the fourth type are the great dictators of the world, like Hitler. They are very practical, they are strong leaders, they are goal oriented, but you can't bear them because they are so tough, they are dictatorial. So which type do you fall under? You must be able to analyze that. Are you serious? Are you easy-go-lucky? Are you very, very friendly? Or are you really or doing all the work like a sacrificial lamb and getting things done but complaining all the time? Well, it's for you to decide which type of character you belong to, and then find out the negative qualities in you and try to rise above, like Churchill's kites, try to rise above against the winds. And of course, there are also two other type of personality traits which most of us come into. What are they? Extroverts, introverts. Who are extroverts? Extroverts are people who can work happily in a group. They can do wonders in a group. They are good as PROs, they are good as CEOs of companies, they are good maybe as principals of colleges or schools. There are others who are introverted, that is, they are not so outgoing. They prefer to stay alone at home, painting, writing, or doing such kind of activities. Now find out, what are you exactly? Are you an introvert or are you an extrovert? So according to your personality trait, you can assess and analyze yourself and see what job you can fit for. So this is very important. So as Socrates said, what did he say? Know thyself. Know what you are. Once you know what you are, you can start building on the other kind of categories that you can develop on. Now, so first step that we saw in personality building was to know yourself. Now, the most important aspect, the second most important aspect we are coming into, which the world over believes in, of course Indians don't believe so much in it. Can you guess what it is? It could mean time management. I am sure most of you don't take time so seriously, isn't it? Time is something that comes and goes, but you see how everything should go according to a plan, according to a schedule. Japanese people have built their kingdom or their whole country on time management. Americans believe by the time tested time. And what does it help you in? Smooth planning, proper execution, worthy results. So time management enables you to plan very well, to do your work excellently well, and about the results, well, they speak for themselves. So time management has such an importance to most of us. Let's forget the Indian mentality and we say Indian Standard Time. You know what Indian Standard Time is? If the program is at 9, you come at 9:30. If you are an actress or actor, come at 11, no problem. People respect you for that. Well friends, that is of the past. Now we must give importance to time, because time and tide, you know, wait for none. Now what is time management and what should you do about it? Allocate time for important tasks. That's very important. Secondly, ignore unnecessary work. Eliminate. And thirdly, delegate work. What is this delegate work? I'll come to it again. Complete what is difficult first, and then make lists. That's very important. Complete work before the time allotted, and then plan what you want to do tomorrow, today itself. That's very important. So what do you mean by that? Delegation of work. We saw that in the third one. It means what work others can do, let them do it. Of course, some of us don't like to do that. If suppose I am given a certain important task, then I will say, let me do everything because credit will come to me. That's not what today's modern kind of work culture is. You can do the work, of course, but you can make others also do it, thereby saving your time. And remember, time is a resource. Time, once it passes, it doesn't come back to you. So give importance to the most important tasks, eliminate, cut down unnecessary work. Don't waste your time on unnecessary things. What you can do even tomorrow, do today. You have heard of this English proverb, procrastination is the thief of time. Don't postpone. What you can do today, do it now. That's very, very important. So why should we give such a lot of importance to time? How can we do it? Take care of the minutes. If you take care of the minutes, the hours will take care of themselves. It's like the English proverb, take care of the pences, the pounds will take care of themselves. That is, you save in the little aspects because it's a resource. And God has given this time to us equally on this earth. So let's use it well. We don't give such a lot of importance to it. Thence, and that's why we fail. That's why we are not able to do things. Remember this kind of a chewing gum kind of a proverb. Time and tide wait for none. This is a cliche because often we hear this, but it is really true. Time and tide wait for none. Look at this beautiful Chinese proverb. What does it say? God fills our purses with precious hours, minutes, seconds every morning. Let's use it. So, daily what do you have in your hand? This wonderful kind of diamonds and jewelry, gold with you? Time. Every precious minute, make use of it. So, how can you save time? How can you get those precious minutes? Simple tips can help you. What is it? Set your clock 30 minutes earlier. Become friendly with a punctual person. Use extra time on buses and trains to read the newspaper or even eat your breakfast. Set your books, your clothes, etc. the night before. So, little things. It's not something very great, it's not something that you cannot do, you can do it. When you're commuting on the bus and train, many people, I think in cities like Hyderabad, Vijayawada, spend a lot of time on the bus. So many people I know going from Yeluru to Rajahmundry, they go so far for their job, for their workplace, for their education. That time you can spend to have your breakfast. Breakfast on the run, is it okay? Why not? As long as you don't throw things on others, be neat, pack it up neatly, you can eat. You can read the paper, you can read your books also. So that way you can save a lot of time. And then another important aspect of time, how you can save it. Don't waste time on unnecessary things. What are the time wasters? TV viewing, clothing, going shopping for clothing, movies, gossiping, which women like very much, and parties, I think, which men like very much. So TV viewing, you know, TV is called the idiot box because it makes great idiots of us. And then shopping. People are so obsessed with shopping, they can spend hours and hours and hours. Movies, one movie leading to another, it goes on and you're just killing time. Try to avoid all that. Instead, plan your time well, schedule your time well. Try to guard this precious God-given gift because it's like uncut diamonds. So remember once again, friends, time are compared to uncut diamonds. So what did we see the first thing? How to know yourself, understand what you are. Secondly, manage your time. Now we are coming to another aspect of good personality development, and that is how can you be a responsible, how can you be a dependable person? How can you develop responsibility and dependability? Jesus Christ, the Savior, has said, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be treated with much, can be trusted with much more. What does it mean? That is, if you are able to be competent in little things, now I give you a small task, go and post this letter, and you do it beautifully, correctly, with the correct stamp on the place, correct time, in the correct box, you post it, you come back happily. I can trust you tomorrow with the registered parcel, and day after maybe on something else. It only shows that once people start trusting you, depending on you, well, you will rise slowly in the rungs of success. Maybe tomorrow you can become the manager of this whole thing that you have started working on. Many people have become now famous industrialists because of this one quality. That is, they did their work with such a lot of responsibility, which many of us lack. I think this is a very good thing that all of us should keep in our minds. And then, how can you become this kind of a person? How can you develop that dependability quotient? How can people trust you? Show it in your actions. Let us see you doing it first. First of all, suppose you come late to college every day, who will trust you? So come earlier. Getting to work or college early, that's one way of doing it. See, these are not everything that can lead you to be a dependable person. Some tips I have given you. Secondly, beating your own deadline. Now what do you mean by that? I'll explain to you. Staying after your hour, your college hour, whatever, to complete your work. And then taking detailed notes in the classroom, well, that also shows to your teacher that you are really a trustworthy fellow. And then returning borrowed goods. Many people forget that. They borrow and they throw it away. They borrow and they keep it. So really it shows very poorly on your character, on your personality. Always be particular that you give back exactly, even if it's 1 rupee, see that you return it. And in the classroom, be studious, take down your notes. Why should I? I can look stylishly sitting back relaxed. That's not the attitude, my friend. The attitude should be that you are looking so dependable and so very professional that people trust you and they like you. And maybe you will get better marks also, who knows. So, try to be a dependable person, try to appear at least to be a responsible person. Of course, this is not all sham and show, you should do it, you should try to do it. Now, coming to the third most important, the important aspect, or the fourth one, because we have spoken about knowledge of the self as the first one, professional excellence. What do you mean by professional excellence? That is, in whatever you do, whatever work you take up, try to be 100% excellent. Try to do it 100% well, not that 1% less. Okay, I will study, but not 100%. I will study for 2 hours. Why should I study for the next 2-3 hours? Let me relax. No. Whatever you do, do it in the best possible manner of your ability, according to your health, according to your capacity. Do it the best way. What will happen if you are not 100% excellent? Well, my friends, disasters can happen. Accidents can happen. Look at what could happen. The statistics in your net. 220,000 checks could go deducted from wrong bank accounts. Isn't that a shame? Because one glitch in the computer leads to all this. 20 planes landing in Shamshabad would crash. Why? Because of error. Error in your computer, error in the cockpit. See, 1% error, what it could do? Nearly 11,450,000 mismatched pairs of shoes could be shipped to other countries, which is a total disaster. So, do not think, what is there, I can do as I please. There is nothing like that, my friend. Let charity begin at home. Excellence should start with you, and only if you start being excellent can we make this world an excellent place to live in. Do not think others should be excellent. Let the computer do well, let the planes come well, oh, the pilot should do his job well, let the teacher teach properly. I will sit back and relax. That is not it. Everything starts with me. I am the person who should start being 100% excellent. Now, how will I appear to be excellent? How will I appear to be a person who is really professional? How will you do it? So, try to keep for yourself a high standard. According to Henry Beecher, the famous writer, he said, hold yourself responsible for a higher standard than anybody else expects of you. It means that you should be able to keep for yourself a high standard and you should try to reach it. Do not keep a low standard so that people will look down on you as a fool. Always hold yourself high with self-esteem. Only then can you raise your standards and become a better person. So, important aspect is that you should treat yourself to be so important, so excellent that people will start respecting you. Now, how can you appear to be a professional person? Of course, you have all excellence in your head and you really want to do things well. How will people recognize you as a really excellent person? Of course, in your outward looks. So, what are the 4 things that you should remember? Personal grooming, effective body language, proper facial expressions, proper body stance. Proper grooming, what is that? Groom yourself well, be neat, tidy, do not smell bad. Let not your hair be oily and full dribbling with grease, and let your nails, let them be cut properly. Look professional, especially when you go for interviews. This aspect many people ignore. They dress up very well, but they smell very foul. So, you should have proper grooming, bathing every day. Next is effective body language. Your body speaks volumes. Your face, your facial expressions are so important. The face is the index of the mind, and of course, the way you stand, the way you use your hands. Let us go into each of them carefully. What is this personal grooming? How do you dress? How can I dress well? Be conservative. Wear makeup or perfume sparingly. Limit use of jewelry. Prefer pastel shades to flashy colors. Take care of your nails and ears. So what do you mean by this? Be conservative. Be conservative. Don't be too ultra modern. Say you've seen Shah Rukh Khan wearing a wonderful kind of trousers with so many pockets, and you saw Govinda wearing a nice jacket and somebody wearing a nice hat. Well friends, maybe that doesn't suit you, and it's not okay to sit in a classroom with that, or in your workplace wearing these flashy clothes. No, be serious, be sober. And ladies, be careful about the jewelry you wear and your perfume you spray. Please, it should not reek, it should not smell foul, because perfume and deodorants sparingly, less, the lesser the better. What about jewelry? You should not go around walking like a jewelry store. So many things, I have so much jewelry. Keep it for parties and for functions. So your colors of your dress also, let it be sober, serious colors, pastel, light colors. And we saw already you have to clean. Look at these two characters. One is looking so foul, so ugly because he has not groomed well, and the other is overdressed. Don't be either of these. Don't be the least, don't be the most dressy person. Be in between, conservative. The next important aspect, shower. Take your bath please, and especially Indian climate, I think twice a day. Be neat, clean, hygienic. Well, is it so important? And mummy is telling me every day take bath. No, that's not it. It is that we should be appearing to be really neat and hygienic so that people will respect you. So be neat. Real grooming comes from taking proper bath and taking proper grooming steps, and polishing your hair, brushing your hair well, not keeping it untidy and unkempt. So all these are little tips leading to your successful personality. Also the colors we wear, sometimes too flashy, no, sometimes too sober, no, be in between. Try to be sober, not too dull, not too bright. Something that attracts people, same time they respect you for what you wear. Clothes maketh the man. Haven't we heard of that? So clothes, people judge you the first time how you appear. So definitely it makes a statement. So clothes do matter, but be careful when you're selecting the clothes. And your body. Many people have been telling you this. Use your body effectively. The way you stand, the way you use your hands, the gestures, don't fidget. Use your hands to emphasize what you say. Don't hide them behind the back. Don't ball your fists. Don't clasp them in front. So all these little things, don't be scratching. They tell you in interviews, don't be scratching your hair, don't be fidgeting with your nails, don't be digging into your nose, and don't be always looking so servile. This kind of stance is servility. I'm afraid of you. These things, no, use it in a casual way, in a friendly way, open hands, show that you don't have anything to hide. All these little tips help you to build up a great personality. So body language counts. What about your face? Face, they say, is the index of the mind. What is inside you is reflected in your face, in your eyes, in the way you hold your eyebrows. If you're frowning, you're staring at somebody, so smile. Smile 100-watt bulb like. Smile. Don't stare. Look at the person's eyes. Shifting glances are out now. Don't frown. Be smiling. But especially for front desk jobs, for receptionists, for officers, for even principals, I think this is very important. Your facial expressions are so very important. And then after we saw the dressing part and the appearance part, now real important stage we have come to. How do we work as a professional? How do we gain that excellence in our personality? First and foremost, don't expect people to praise you. You're not a baby, isn't it? You should not expect people to be praising you all the time. Be professional. Don't waste and spoil the whole office with your littering, with your cups and saucers, with your paper. Keep your books and clothes clean and tidy. Don't lose your temper, throwing temper tantrums, and don't discuss personal problems in your workplace. Earn the reputation of being level-headed. Now all these make you so professional. Especially, I think that the fourth one, don't discuss personal problems in public. I think that is really important. Many people try to bring their problems from home and they discuss it in the open. That's called washing your dirty linen in public, which we should avoid. And keep your place clean and tidy. As you keep your homes, your professional attitude must be shown in your dressing style, as we saw earlier, in the way you keep your workplace so neat like the temple of God. Next important aspect to be a professional, be a learner, constantly learning. In fact, Socrates, before he died, he wanted to learn how to play the violin. So, be a learner, keep asking questions, clarify your doubts, be humble. Even if you don't know, doesn't matter. Remove the word I from your vocabulary. Follow authority, doesn't matter. Give importance to your lecturers, to your seniors, respect your elders and teachers, and also earn the respect that way. Don't command it and say, hey, look at me, I am the boss, say good morning to me. Be a learner. When you are humble in your work, when you are so good in your work, people will come and respect you automatically. So this is an important aspect. Be a constant learner. Next important aspect for a professional is plan. Plan and plan. Nothing better than planning. Plan every minute and stick to your plan. This is very, very essential. And the third very important is prioritize. As psychologists say, do the most important work first. Do the least important work last. Eliminate unnecessary work. This is where we people go wrong. We do the less important work first, and then we leave out the major work last, and hey, we don't have time for anything. So, whatever you can leave out, leave it out. We saw earlier, delegate the work, eliminate the unnecessary work. Talking to your friend on the cell phone, unnecessary. Doing your science assignment, very important. So, go according to the priorities. And then make a list. Say tomorrow is say a Tuesday. How will I plan out the day? Make a list in your notebook. Look at that example of a list. Clarifying doubts in physics, number 1. Attending seminar in English, number 2. Meeting head of department about leave, number 4. Exercising gym, that's number 4. And meeting your friend, last. But what we do is, we keep meeting the friend, number 1. And all these others become so unnecessary, and hey, you lose all your marks. And where is your degree? Without a good first class pass. And then you say, oh my God, I wasted all my time. So prioritize, it's very important. And then another important aspect is goal setting. Important in our lives. Goal setting is been ignored, just like time management. What is goal setting? We say, what is goal? There are 3 types of goals that you can set. Your daily goals, your short-term goals, your life goals. Your daily goals, remember, what are daily goals? One day God has given me, 24 hours, of course 12 hours we sleep. 12 hours, what can I do? See an example? I can do so many things. Read the newspaper. How many of us read the newspaper to improve our English? Exercise, keep your body fit, and 8-pack or 6-pack. You have to keep yourself fit. Study. So these are your daily goals. Then you have your short-term goals, which can be completed say in 5 years or 10 years or 1 year. For example, I can say, hey, let me save some money. I want to buy a car. Let me save some money. I have to go and look after my parents. Let me get a part-time job. So in the morning I go to college, evening I go and work. These are the short-term goals. And then you have the life goals. Life goals become very, very important nowadays. What is life goal? It could be that you want to look after your family. Family welfare is my goal. Financial stability is my goal. I want to get a job which gives me real financial stability for the rest of my life. My health is my goal. Of course, exercising was one part of it, but I am going to take care of my overall health. Then my intellectual development is my goal, and then spiritual development, which is unending and never ending. So these are your life goals. Keep some goals, small, medium, big. But remember, plan. Planning makes it all. Planning is everything. And then coming to the next aspect, memory skills. What are these memory skills? Of course, without your memory power, you can look like a fool. So memory means acquiring knowledge, storing knowledge, recalling it when you want to. Of course, it sounds to be, what is there? I'll just learn by heart and I'll go and dump it in the exam hall. That's not it. You may be required at a later stage. You have to store it and you have to recall it. There's a certain tricks to learn things faster. It's called mnemonics. I'll tell you about it later. But why do you need a sharp memory? Meetings, you may need to recall some data. Exams, as I told you earlier, you have to learn such a lot cramming. Your projects you may need. Your interpersonal skills, you may need to remember names, and your relationships too. Business, of course, you need to know all your statistics and figures, and in your job, you can't do without memory skills. Now the tricks to learn and improve your memory, it's called mnemonics. It's called mnemonics. What is mnemonics? Nothing. Series of tricks. It's a series of tricks. You remember things. I remember as a school child, my teacher taught me how to remember the 9 planets in a row. Take the first letters of each. So you have MVE, MJ, SUNP. So you have all the 9 planets. So the teacher used to ask us, which is the 5th planet? Then we say MVE, MJ, oh Jupiter. So you know Jupiter is the 5th planet. So you learn the first letters of all the words. Look at the next one, homes. What are homes? The Great Lakes of USA, Lake Huron, Lake Ontario, Lake Michigan, Lake Erie, Lake Superior. Look into your geography or your atlas, your map, you will see the Great Lakes, the 5 Great Lakes of America. They're all together. So homes is the Great Lakes. So you remember kind of the letters, or you associate pictures. Suppose you want to remember names of say 10 people at a row, associate something with them, and then you'll remember it faster and better. So this is called the science of learning, certain tricks that you can learn. Always you can buy books on mnemonics and become a better person. And then finally we come to the main, I think the most important aspect, stress management. Today's world is filled with stress. Of course, all this kind of pressure building. So people are facing a lot of stress today. Now they can cultivate some good habits that can avoid stress, like sleeping well. But of course, when you sleep well, remember, don't undersleep. Remember also to laugh at yourself. Why? Because today we find that many people have forgotten to laugh. And laughing at yourself is a very good exercise so that you can really make out what mistakes you have. In fact, the best way is to laugh at all your mistakes. Then exercise regularly. This is another important aspect, because exercising well leads you to better physiques where you can avoid your stress. And then forgive yourself, because after all you are human, isn't it? So forgive yourself, and then be prepared, because you don't know what will come tomorrow. So remember, life is full of opposites. So look at these lovely quotations. Trust people, but be careful. Enjoy, but plan for tomorrow. Be nice, but don't be too nice. Relax, but hey, watch out. So these are the important things that we remember. Remember, life is such a game that you cannot simply keep on trusting people. You know, you have to be careful, isn't it? People will take you for a ride. Enjoy. Of course we should enjoy, because we don't know, we cannot get maybe tomorrow. But hey, tomorrow is there for you. Plan it out well. Be nice to people, but don't overdo it, because again then people might take you into like too much, they may take too much out of your relationship. And then relax, but don't relax too much, because all joy and no play, no work makes you dull. As I say, the other way around also, all work and no play makes you dull, and all play and no work also makes you dull. Watch out. So remember that you should think that life is a gift from God, but at the same time remember to balance your life well. Life is a balance, it's a balance, and you should play it well. As William Shakespeare said, the whole world is a stage. Life is a balance. You must know when to make your entry, when to make your exit. Life is a game, so we should learn to play it well. You must remember that life comes only once. It's a precious gift of God, and without this precious gift, what are you, what am I, isn't it? So life has so many things in it, such a lot of entertainment in it, such a lot of happiness in it, but remember that you must learn to accept it in all its vagaries. Don't have too many expectations. Now we were saying, build up your personality, you must become excellent, you must try to become superior, you must try to develop these interpersonal relationships, but remember, it's your life, and you must learn in your own way, in your own style, to try to go slowly ahead of your life. You must try to go ahead and try to meet with success. So what did we see from the beginning? We try to analyze what is personality development, and we saw that it was knowledge of yourself. If you know about yourself, you can really try to change yourself when the need comes. And then we saw what are the different aspects in which you can improve yourself. Try to understand what personality you are. Find out whether you are too friendly with people, too lazy, too strict. Try to change all that. And then try to find out, are you too much of a loner or are you too much of a groupie? Do you like to work in groups? Again, then you can try to shift, try to change yourself. So everything is a matter of adjustment, balancing. Try to balance your life. Life is a balance. And then we saw what are the different ways in which you could become a better person. First, we saw time management. Time we don't give such a lot of importance. But if you learn to give importance to time, well, the life is yours. Success is yours, my friends, I can tell you. Jawaharlal Nehru, for example, our great Prime Minister, he used to treat time with such respect. I think he slept only 4 hours a day. 4 hours a day, imagine that, 20 hours he was working. That is why India became one of the leading nations because of such people like him. And then we saw how we can be a professional in your dressing, in your attitude, and how you can store memory in your head by little tricks. Learn it, go to the library, find out about mnemonics. Whatever it is your life. As Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage. We have our entrances, we have our exits. We must learn to take it as a game, and we must do. And what do you do in a game? Do we sit back? No, we play it well. You should be a good player. Play the life of game very well, so that life can be a balance. Try to accept life in all its vagaries, in all its ups and downs. But remember, as I told you earlier, it's full of this side and that side, odds and evens. Try to balance it. Be prepared. Remember, you should be prepared for anything. So a good personality helps you to be prepared for anything in life. Be prepared, and remember, be over prepared. So I hope that this session has launched you into a kind of personality development exercise. And I wish you all that you stay as good, happy, healthy individuals who will try to make a change in yourself and a change in the society around you. Thanks for being with me, and wish you all the best in trying to improve your personalities. And hope to see you soon in another interesting session. Bye-bye.